And a big moment for Brent Harvey and young son Cooper. Having a look, surveying the troops. Yep, they're all behind me. 200 games for the two-time best and fairest winner. Premiership medal, Steins medal, E.J. Whitten medal, All-Australian jumpers. He's got it all, including a pretty cute young kid as well. Telstra Dome filling up. Hawks have won the coin toss, heading to the right of screen for the opening term, and we reiterate how important this game is for the Kangaroos. Went to Adelaide round one, beat Port by 41 points. Since then, 4 losses in a row to Geelong, Collingwood, the Eagles and Melbourne. They have to respond today, otherwise their season could be fast slipping away. All eyes down on Mark Williams, and it's Hay who is standing next to him at the moment, and the first thing you say is leg speed.
It's one of those. Jonathan Hay is known as a quick player. Probably thought he lost a bit of that pace. Be interesting to see whether he can keep up today. And as we said at the top, Zach Dawson's gone to Nathan Thompson.
Fox Footy Sunday underway from the Dome, and the Kangaroos with a dual ruck combination of Hale and McIntosh, and it's straight down to Harris, who grubbers one inside 50. Thompson charging out, the glint in the eye of the Kangaroos perhaps. Burrito with a tackle on Spider Everett. Petrie going in hard. Rough head of the Hawks. Hurries the handball in the path of Dawson. A little bit of a fumble. Has to knock it out quickly. Kangaroos going in hard early. Harris caught. Burrito wrapped up high. Our umpires, Michael Vozzo, Dean Margetts and Troy Pennell. They're wide for sound on Fox Footy Sunday.
We'd expect the Kangaroos to come out firing. They've been so close for a number of weeks in a row yet haven't got the chocolate since round one. But they've still got to get the job done at the other end of the day. And interesting, Wayne, there's so much experience starting on the bench. Jess Sinclair, Shannon Grant, and of course Glenn Archer, but that's a great pass.
And Thompson finding space, marking against his old team.
Found a lot of space in Hawthorn's defence. They were zoning off. Drew Petrie, I reckon he had a good 40 metres. He was by himself for 40 metres. Burrito didn't see him, but Nathan Thompson still able to find that amount of space when there were so many Hawthorn players in that area.
He had a quiet start to the season prior to last week, Nathan Thompson, when he booted 5. He'd only kicked 1 goal in the opening month. From 50, it's close. It's missing to the right-hand side for the opening score.
Seems to play a lot better. I know we've said it before, and it's nothing against Sav Rocker, but Nathan Thompson seems to play better when the other big forward isn't in the same forward line.
Sav kicking 7 in the VFL yesterday. Left out of this Kangaroos team as Jacobs chips to himself to bring it back into play. Hawthorn, in contrast, a happy unit. No change to their side. That's a poor kick, and Hale marks.
Well, they committed to that, to this side, and there was no one there bar the big bloke for the Kangas.
Gibson's in for the Roos this week for Harvey. Now the skipper Simpson, and that's a good kick. And it's been a patient build-up. Now Lacroix, another of the inclusions, deep to the goal square, and Jacobs getting in front, takes the mark.
And Spider on the other side of the ground. His mobility just allows him to play this ruck roving role.
So they can effect the switch. Vandenberg's down the line. Everett's carrying it though. And now going a little further to the wing. Hard lead provided by Campbell Brown. We'll get a boundary throw-in.
Well, the lead was good. Tried to take it out on the chest, and that allowed the spoil to come through. It was a done good spoil as well, because it was at top flight.
Burrito alongside of Hodge. Harris against Mitchell. Simpson next to Vandenberg. Everett palming it down. Guerra, creative. Now Crode's got to fly against a couple. Does well to spoil. Dixon running out of room. Another boundary throw-in.
Lee Brown playing his usual role that he has over the last couple of weeks. That loose man in defence. Hasn't actually got an opponent.
Getting a lot of the footy. Had 44 touches in the last 2 weeks, Lee Brown, in that role that you talk about.
It's not a bad job if you can get it, that loose man in defence.
Yes, if you can't get a kick playing that role, you just can't get a kick. And it does look as if they've given the responsibility, as you said, Clinton, Daniel Harris on Sam Mitchell, and there'll be plenty of holding and grappling there.
Here's Clark.
Good hands.
Did well, shoveled it out quickly, and the diving mark in the back pocket has been taken by Daniel Wells. Goes to Gibson, and the Kangaroos can try and clear, bringing it to the broadcast side, and here's Lee Harding. Lacroix has it spoiled by Jacobs, who covered plenty of ground. Harding with a good tackle on Sewell. A bounce. Kangaroos, as we have a look at that again, have won the last 4 matches between these two clubs and 6 of the last 7.
Nice hands from Hale.
Shoveled it out for Simpson. High ball to the wing. Rough head up at the back. Jacobs waiting down for Joel Smith. Loose man on in the middle. He's going to grub it up there eventually. Crawford loops it over the top for Dawson. Running for him is Ladson. Here's Crawford. Back for Ladson. Goes direct. Grappling between Hay and Williams, and getting back there and starting prominently is David Hale.
Ladson's got the job on the 200-game player, Brent Harvey.
Now loose man Casey Green on half-back. Drops it off short to a one-on-one. Element of risk about it for LaCroix. Good tackle. Ball held in a bounce.
He tried to get rid of it. No, held to him. Mine. Same as the line before. Straight back.
Crawford doing the ruck work. He'll be happy about that. Harris has it stripped away by Hodge. Great handball for Mitchell. Hawks running. Here's Williams with that speed we spoke about. Hay just won't be able to go with him on the burst. Tight angle, though, for Mark Williams.
Not sure they've got any option, though, Clinton, from the pace perspective. I don't think there's anybody except maybe a Daniel Wells, who you don't want to take away from the midfield if you can help it, that can catch him up when he leads so well. I mean, that kick was just perfect.
Going to have a deliberate banana kick. And makes it. He acts nonchalantly. Everyone around him is stunned. What a goal from Mark Williams.
One of the tougher pockets to kick a goal from, that pocket, because the ball generally goes from right to left. So if you kick a drop punt, it'll float across the face. So check side was probably the only option. Either that or run around on the left foot. I don't see too many players kick them from that far out. Usually a little bit closer in. He's probably 35, 40 metres out there and hit it sweetly.
It was, as you said, the only option, I think, to guarantee the ball was going to cross the line, and that's exactly what he did. So it's becoming a more prevalent kick in footy these days. I think players with more time on their hands are able to practice it throughout the week and master it.
He's got 19 for the season now as Everett gets it down. Wrapped up is Guerra. Not coming out of there.
An intriguing tussle, as you said, Jared, Sam Mitchell, and also Harris. It was Sam Mitchell that hit Williams on the lead, but it was Harris that got to the ball first. They're both hard at it, good in the clinches players.
Overrun by Wells. Spider. Nimble for a big man to Bateman. Inside the 50. Brown knocking it in the path of Guerra, who snaps hurriedly and haphazardly for behind. Hawks last year 5 and 17 from the 22 home and away rounds.
Jonathan Hay getting the booze from the Hawthorn crowd.
Rawlings up to the wing. Easy spoil for Jacobs, and he directs the spoil nicely to Sewell. Everett seeing a bit of it early. Mitchell, clever kick just over the head of Clark. Dixon, good pickup. Clark for Vandenberg. They've got some runabout on the Hawks. Crawford, just about missed everything with that effort. And now Hay will clear for the Kangaroos. Wide to the outer side, and here's the 200 gamer.
As much as it looks perfect, it does the surface. It looks a shade on the slippery side.
Petrie goes long. Thompson on the boundary line. Not quite.
Seen a few players, Jared, just at the time of point of contact with kicking the ball, just slipped there. You don't often see Shane Crawford go to ground when he's pretty much an easy drop punt kick, and he slipped over.
Chance Bateman with Daniel Wells. Pace versus pace. Bateman, of course, he only has to nullify, whereas Wells has to create.
What's the footy?
Petrie to ruck in the forward line here. Harris trying to get clear but can't.
Hey, it's all right, just don't get frustrated, okay? Michael, just...
And the umpire there talking to Luke Hodge, who let one go, but he has been grappled.
And that's good umpiring to just toss the ball in the air, get the focus back on the Sherrin.
Be better umpire if he paid a free kick for the grappling.
Dawson to Bateman. Jacobs, Bateman, Vandenberg, look out. Good use of the body by Gibson, boundary throwing.
And Shannon Grant, Glenn Archer, Sinclair still on the bench.
Sitting the captain on his backside. Half forward for the Kangaroos as Everett knocks it back for Vandenberg. Now Bateman. Mitchell. About to be collared. Drew the defence well. Fed Hodge.
Oh, that is a great kick that releases.
Is out in front of Ladson, who's got a collision course with Lee Brown, who didn't flinch at all. Rode the bump, gave it to Harvey. Now Petrie. Short ball, Harding, awkward bounce. Sewell, boundary throwing.
Well, we called the Hodge kick a great kick. It looked as if it was going to be to release his Hawthorn teammate, but Lee Brown just ran off the back half. Loose man in defence, and already he's having an impact one.
Does Alistair Clarkson have to send a man down there and make Lee Brown at least accountable? We know that he plays that role very well. Saying that, though, the Kangaroos have lost their last 4 games. We'll see how long it lasts.
The holding by Hale on Everett. He hits Bateman. He's got space. Goes direct for Crode. Not quite.
Oof.
Dixon, good pickup. Lost it, though. Joel Perry providing the pressure. Caught by Dixon. Gibson for Wells.
I reckon Trent Crode would consider himself a shade unlucky with that mark.
Perry shrugs the tackle. About to be caught. Squeezes the kick to the wing. Everett. Bounce eludes Thompson. Pratt is caught high. Might play the advantage. Has men on the outer wing. Goes to the loose man in Jones.
I reckon they may tag Sam Mitchell with Shannon Grant on him as well.
Harding with the mark. Plays on. LeCras. Question of accuracy. Misses to the near side.
Yeah, look, Shannon Grant. Look, you wouldn't want to take Shannon Grant's playmaking out of the Kangaroo side by letting him run with a guy like Sam Mitchell. I'd want Shannon Grant to create, not just stop.
Hasn't seen the footy yet, Shannon Grant, in the opening 11 minutes on the bench. A quality bench, as we said to start, for the Kangaroos. Harris. Simpson's kick, a poor one.
There's been a few errors by foot.
Sewell for Bateman. His 6th touch. Well, it looked like it was okay. Dixon couldn't hang on. Gibson for Simpson. And Wells takes the mark.
Right there.
Grant's itching to come on.
You've got to wish now, boys. Shannon Grant coming on for the first run, taking the skipper off.
And Campbell coming on for Dixon for the Hawks as LeCras juggles the mark at half forward. Now, will Thompson lead to the pocket? He's waiting back at the top of the square. And
Spider.
there's going to be Spider in from the side to take the mark.
Had his name written all over that Spider. Stood in the hole. As soon as the ball left the boot, just floated across the front.
Here's Hodge. Dropping it off short. Risky ball. Sits up for Rees. Rawlings provides the spoil. Rees knocks it out forward in the path of Lewis. Mitchell. Great recovery. Bounced to his feet. Got it out wide for Crode. Clark's scooting forward. Marks. Tight angle 45 out. Hits it to the hot spot.
That's a mark.
And it's paid to Campbell. He might get 50. Hang on.
Yeah, he got 50.
50 metres. Put it in the ground. It's a mark. No, he punched it and then he cracked it on the second attempt.
Campbell will get the goal.
Move out. Let's move away. There's no need for it. Come on, mate. It's a mark.
Troy Pennell with the adjudication. And Campbell just on the ground. His opening kick will be a goal. Now, are we going to get a double goal?
Oh.
We will. Williams was put down by Lee Brown.
Clean up. Clean up. Easy. Easy. Very easy. Very easy. Walk away. Mark. Mark's right here.
Well, we're beginning to see this more and more.
Stay out of it.
And Williams will make it 3 for the Hawks.
Lee Brown had a look in his eye after that was kicked, and he ran straight to Mark Williams and put him on the ground. Silly play.
Did bring him off the ground?
I think Dean Laidley probably will bring him off the ground. Just undisciplined. The runner's out to him now.
Just silly guys footy, okay?
Let's have a look at why he's going to be benched. And
You can see here. You can see here. He's got that look about him. Wasn't happy about the 50 metres, and that's just undisciplined. Dean Laidley will be fuming. Here's another look at the mark. Oh, and you can see why the Kangaroos players were upset and probably thought it wasn't a mark, because it wasn't.
I've got to say, though, really impressed with the athleticism of Campbell. He charged down there for a 45, 50-metre sprint to make himself available. Maybe he got the umpire's eye because of his athleticism, and he just followed it through, but back in the middle.
Neither ruckman can get it away. Grant, the soccer, taken by Wells, flares it out wide for Rawlings. Well, all of a sudden, the Kangaroos find themselves in the better part of a 3-goal hole, and it's Joel Smith leaping at half-back to mark impressively. Ladson out very wide, but effectively for Crode.
Glenn Archer on the ground now, playing loose in defence for the Kangaroos.
Campbell. Now Hodge. Off the side of the boot, Archer. About to be collared by Spider. Good pressure. Forces an errant kick marked by Hodge. He'll go quickly to half forward for Mitchell.
Hold there, Daniel. Fires in.
He strays from his line. Goes along. Williams in front. Over his head. Sinclair getting back. Jacobs does well. Boundary throw in.
It's becoming a case of the Kangaroos just getting numbers behind the ball now. You've got Lee Brown, who looks like he's now picking up Crode, but Glenn Archer's become that loose player in defence. But Kangaroos just trying to get numbers behind the ball and stop this flow play from Hawthorn.
Coming into the match, I tipped the Kangaroos just thinking that maybe it was their turn, but gee, you have a look at this on this quick round. The Hawks look quicker and more skilled. The Kangaroos' foot skills have been pretty average so far.
Short boundary throw in. Campbell giving away a free. It'll come back for the Kangaroos.
It's got to be a legal
Farito.
Okay.
A little proppy as he gets up.
He does move very well across the ground, Campbell, doesn't he?
He's a good athlete for sure.
That can be the look, thank you. Just
Rawlings.
Luke Hodge, you can see on the mark, he'd be just spelling. He's had half a dozen possessions in the middle. And he'd be just pushing forward to get the heart rate down a little bit.
That was a good lead by Drew Petrie. Good 60, 70 metre lead to get on the end of that.
keep your arms.
Crowded midfield, so this drops short and the Hawks will take it comfortably through Danny Jacobs.
Another one of those players that likes playing off his opponent and reads the ball very well through the air. Often takes 10 to 12 marks a game by doing that.
Goes to Sewell and he'll go to centre half back. They'll try and effect the switch. Dawson's gone wide for the Guerra kick. He's got the mark now. Joel Smith back for Dawson.
He's one of the new breed of the Hawks. They recruited all runners, and you can see even now Nathan Thompson has got to kick goals to expose Dawson, because Dawson's going to keep running and running like half-back flankers of old.
Brown sends it wide. Clark, good handball for Smith. Hawks building again. Loose man in the pocket is Hodge.
I don't think there's a player out there with an opponent. Everyone's loose. The Kangaroos are zoning.
Simpson leaping high to effect the spoil. Archer missed it. Boundary line, a good result for the Kangaroos to try and get some structure here.
Yeah, just for those people at home watching, the Hawthorn players are all on their own. Kangaroo players are inside 50, zoning off. That allows Hawthorn to just chip the ball around and eventually got it inside 50 to Hodge uncontested.
Simpson, Wells, Grant. Quick hand passes up the line for Harvey. Now Simpson. Roughhead got an awkward bounce. Kept going though.
Well done, Roughhead.
Mitchell's wrapped up. Gone.
Well, he was wrapped up. His starting opponent, Daniel Harris, is on the bench. He did look loose there for a fair period of time. And let's see what the umpire says. He has tried to get rid of it. I reckon I saw more throws in AFL footy in last night's game, Clinton, because the umpires almost forgot that you're still under pressure, have to execute a handball well in the clinches. It was like a rugby league scrum last night, but that time they pinned him.
Here's Hale. Well, bit of finesse from the big man didn't come off.
Well, it's another one where the player's footing just hasn't held.
Used to be called Death Valley on the outer side.
He had the right idea. He was around him.
Yep.
You cannot change direction quickly. You do so at your own peril.
Shannon Green.
Must have watched Darren Jarman a few years ago. David Hale.
Brown waiting in the middle, receives from Wells, targets Thompson and hits him magnificently. What a kick.
Well, if Thompson goals, as we expect he would, that squares up, because that was a unbelievably good kick.
Thanks, mate.
Zach Dawson playing in front, that 4 to 5 metres,
That's your line, mate.
trying to read the ball, but on that occasion, like you said, the weight of the kick was perfect. As you can see here, Zach playing in front, doing the right thing, as all good backmen should, but the kick was just too good.
And Thompson squeezes it through for the Kangaroos' opening goal.
You just get the feeling that Hawthorn, when they go forward, they're just doing it that little bit easier. Although it's a very crowded forward line for Hawthorn. On that occasion, it was just a very good kick from Lee Brown.
We might just go down to you, Scotty. It looks like Farida has come from the ground with a bit of an injury. He's in the hands of the doctors at the moment. Is it a knee problem?
Yeah, it is. Jared nailed it beautifully, mate. He came off. He's looking not too bad, but the doctor is spending a lot of time on the lateral side of his left knee. He doesn't look too bad, though. We might see him back again.
Let's have a look.
Hard to tell from that.
Free kick going the Kangaroos' way. Inside the circle before the bounce. Looked like it was Richie Vandenberg with the error.
Jess Sinclair now the loose player for the Kangaroos. Lee Brown's gone on to Dixon.
At the back, Harvey loves these. Goes to ground. And there's a high one on Clark. Advantage play on. Sewell goes out wide. Guerra working really hard. Campbell Brown to get there. Kick makes him work. Good duel there with Pratt. Reeves puts the body on Wells. Pratt still going. Vandenberg will get a bounce. No, a high one.
They leave the roof open last night, Clinton. Fair dinkum, I reckon they've watered this ground overnight.
Clark loops the handle over the top. On the run, Young from 55.
Wow.
Gives it a ride, misses to the left-hand side.
It's an impressive kick, though, Wayne. That is a beautiful kick.
Left footer. Most are beautiful kicks.
Launched it.
Was a Kangaroos fan as a kid, Clinton Young. And against them here in his 13th senior game, Hawks leading by 2 goals. Archer going wide for Pratt.
Daniel Wells coming off the ground, Scotty. He's had a few possessions, but nothing really serious forward of the centre.
Hasn't set the world on fire, has he? And he doesn't look too troubled or blowing too hard, so expect a rev and maybe a phone call from the coach.
Guerra stood up in the tackle, got it to Brown, got it to Mitchell. High kick towards the hot spot. Brown from behind. Good spoil. Crowd coming through. Look at the tackle from Sinclair, and it's rewarded. And you can put that in the Kangaroo highlight reel this week.
No, that was just a great play by both players. Trent Crowe, inspired by his grandfather's heritage as an All Black, he was just charging through the pack, but the tackle was superb.
Grant to Thompson. Look out, people in the front row.
Right there.
Nice kick from Shannon Grant.
Thompson going wide. Boundary throwing. Another look at Sinclair with the tackle to stop the All Black.
It was a great front and square by Crowe. Hit it with pace. Sinclair equal to the occasion.
Harvey for Rawlings.
Interesting handball.
Yeah, creative for Jones. Oh, good bounce for the Kangaroos. Is it not quite reaching Petrie? Jacobs in the way. Lays it off for Vandenberg. And the skipper has Spider on the outer side.
Spider just come on the ground. He was on this side of the ground.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he's the release valve on the other side. That's a ploy, I think, by Hawthorn to have him as that release valve.
Good carry. Goes to Williams.
Yeah.
He was 5 metres in front of Hay.
There's no one to kick to, though.
So he hangs onto it. Spider's kept on going. Inside the forward 50. Williams loads it up. Goal square's unguarded. Would need to get a very good bounce. Bateman brought down by Archer. Fairly, said the umpire, will get a bounce.
Well, the video will be interesting at some stage because that looked a little bit high from Glenn Archer. Let's have another look. I think he's lucky the umpire was on the other side.
Harris. Good tackle, Hodge. Should get another bounce here.
Come on, go had a chance. Hey, that's it, Luke. I didn't see. That's
Well,
it.
Alistair Clarkson has said openly on a number of occasions that Luke Hodge reminds him of Glenn Archer. If you look at those two tackles, they're both pretty similar.
This is rugged in there. Guerra, great goal! It needed someone to stand forth and break it open. And it's Brent Guerra with his first goal in a Hawthorn jumper.
And it wasn't a bad one, was it? Just that all of a sudden looked like a throw again. He might have got a fist on it. And in fairness to the umpires, there's more congested play now, I think, than just about at any other time in the history of the game, outside of when the games prior to the square and the diamond being introduced. But pretty handy snap. That left foot always enables you, it seems, to get some space.
Capable of kicking goals. We saw him kick a few for Port Adelaide on a few occasions.
And the Saints.
Very deadly with that left foot.
Well, the advantage was paid and not brought back for Lewis. Hawk fans not happy. Kangaroos quickly get the turnover. And a good mark taken, 55 out by Lacroix.
I reckon it was a good decision by the umpire.
Yes.
Once the on-baller takes possession and has a crack, we don't get 2 licks of the ice cream.
Sewell in the back pocket. Play on the call, roughhead. Down the middle, good kick, Reeves. In fact, Guerra's got it.
Oh, that is beautiful.
And crowed. Now, will he think about having a shot? The man on the mark is going to be put at about 49. He strays from his line. He's about to be caught. Back for Guerra. Archer prizes it clear. Bateman being stalked. Risky kick. Rawlings does well. Kangaroos, can they get it? Simpson, Rawlings, Gibson. They dodge a bullet, and Grant's got the footy. Now they're on the counter-attack. Oh, strong hands by Harding, intercepting from Sewell.
Well, to give Thompson a chance, he's got to get up and move it on quickly.
Thompson on the lead, the kick dies, Joel Smith.
Well, the players do that well now, don't they? The way they get back into that hole and sag off. They read the kick so well.
This is Young going to Everett.
I reckon at times, though, Wayne, we've just seen the last 2 plays break down. Crowd at one end and that last kick for the Kangaroos, because the bloke at 60 metres out stops and wants to find something certain rather than backing himself and playing on.
That is another precise kick to Mark Williams, this time by Robert Campbell.
He does lead wide, though, Williams.
He's going to pop this one into the goal square, and Hodge pleading for a free kick instead of the post for a behind.
Sometimes that's where the space is, because the players get back in the corridor. So he leads wide, and Hay has no chance if the kick's out in front.
He's such a dynamic kick, though. He gets a chance. Stand on the boundary then, Scotty.
Danny Jacobs just come off. He landed awkwardly in the last contest, and he's getting a fair bit of treatment on his adductor. And Jared, you can tell everyone what that exactly is.
The old adductor is your groin muscle.
Final minute, opening term.
Used to be, anyway.
Hawks by 19 points. Has it moved? Here's Sewell. 4-3, playing 1-2. Brad Sewell happy to hang on to it for a while. Going inside 50, Roos with numbers, not a lot of talk. Lewis, oh, what a creative handball for Guerra, and he misses.
Well, that was just good chasing from Daniel Wells there. I think Guerra looked up and saw who was in pursuit. He knew he had to get the ball away quickly. And I reckon it's a good, just give Daniel Wells a bit of a chop out. Playing him across the half-back line or even a full-back might just be the thing. He's not playing there, by the way. He looks like he's loose in the back line. He'll get plenty of it.
Still time for the Kangaroos here. Final act of the opening stands of the ball with Drew Petrie. Got to get it on, though.
Looks like a ploy there. I'm not sure whether it is just holding the ball up in front of his face, whether that signifies a certain play or not.
Good spoil by Dawson. Should mean the situation at quarter time will be the Hawks enjoying a 20-point lead. A helpful double goal play midway through the term, giving them the advantage. Kangaroos trailing by 20 points as they attempt to arrest a 4-game losing run.
I think both sides probably wasted a few opportunities, a lot of mistakes by foot. and also by hand. But really, the tale of the first quarter is probably that mark by Campbell in the goal square, then Brown giving away a free kick, 2 goals for 1. It's probably been the difference in the first quarter.
Makes a big difference, as you said. Brent Harvey there on screen. He's his 200th game. He'll be looking to get a bit more of it, a bit more active around the goals, as will all the Kangaroo midfielders. The Hawks playing just with a bit more confidence and purpose at the moment.
Quarter time on Fox Footy Sunday from the Telstra Dome. Hawks blowing hard, but leading by 20 points.
Looking for danger. High on my heels.
2 goals for 1. Dean Laidley would not have been happy with that. I'm sure the message come across at quarter time.
Wouldn't be happy with Ferrito also unavailable. He was on Hodge. Pace is the issue. Right now, Hawthorn look too quick for the Kangaroos, but if you get first use of the footy, that can always change.
The ball follows Sam Mitchell in these situations, and he's racked up. We'll do it again in the middle.
Looking at the major possession winners, Rawlings, Simpson, Wells, Harvey, all their midfielders are getting plenty of it, the Kangaroos. But the same applies to the Hawks, in particular Guerra across half-back, who's had 10 possessions.
Sewell to Ladson to Bateman to Vandenberg. Kick is smothered. Good recovery too by Jones. Got the handle out to Simpson. Now Grant delivering to half-forward. Thompson getting in front. The ample chest stuck out there, and it's a good mark.
Well, he's standing out like a beacon, Shannon Grant. His disposal has been spot on.
Jacobs, excellent spoil for a throw-in.
Since he's come onto the ground, Clinton, he's had 7 possessions. His foot skills are making a few of his teammates look less than first class, but that is what it's all about. They've just got to find some inspiration from somewhere, and that time Corey Jones's interception gives them an opportunity at the other end of the ground.
Deep in attack, Petrie and Everett. Running onto it, Jacobs, Hodge. Here's Lacroix. Thompson now, can he swing onto the left? Oh, what a goal! Nathan Thompson against his old team, getting his second.
And he looks the man, Nathan Thompson, for the Kangaroos. Young Zach Dawson, he is playing that role where he's 5 or 10 metres in front. And to me, he's just got to tighten up a bit, young Zach. I know he's still a kid. He's very green. He's raw. He's had some big jobs.
He's got to get a bit more desperate too, I reckon, Wayne. He's just cruising in the chase rather than being life on the line stuff.
Yeah, look, I think Nathan Thompson looks like the player that can get the Kangaroos over the line. He's the danger man for the Hawks. Young Zach Dawson will have to tighten up.
Margin back to 14 points. Hale leaps early, gets it down in the path of Rawlings. Handball straight to Mitchell. Like Sammy needs help. On to Everett. Knocked away by Simpson. Harvey.
By Simpson.
Boomer takes off. Drives it long. Here's a go. Harris running onto it. Oh, well done. Zach Dawson backed himself coming out of defence. Left Thompson 20 metres behind. Bateman, Jacobs, Vandenberg going to midfield. Ledson has to wait. Takes the mark. Elects to play on quickly. Mitchell. Dinky little kicks a beauty for Clark.
Not the best of kicks, so he did consider the option, still is, with Crawford sitting there by himself, but eventually he can go back and have a crack. No, it still looks for one.
And Williams will take it.
Geez, they do that well. They clear out one side of the ground, fat or skinny side of the ground. Doesn't worry Williams, and he doesn't let them down too often.
No, he's just so quick.
This time it was Joel Perry following him. And now Williams is lining up his third and number 21 for the season. Remember last year, finished with 63 from his 19 games. Not this time.
Sam Mitchell on Saturday Central yesterday said that anyone to kick for his life, he'd want Mark Williams. So
I'm glad you said that after he kicked.
Yeah, no, he's a big rap on his kick. He is a beautiful kick of the footy.
Well, those two are close, as we know.
Well, they've got the break here. Jonathan Hay jumped out of the huddle. They got the break, but then the next kick is so slow that they've got the same issue. They've still got to find a way through the Hawks' defence. All of a sudden, they're in more trouble because they've only got one side of the ground they can play here.
Yeah, they're banked up on the Monash Freeway now, aren't they? As they have to go backwards, the Kangaroos, before bombing along to a contest. The Hawks dominating all over the inside 50s as Mitchell feeds Crawford. Goal square's unguarded. Crode's going to run onto this.
That was a great kick.
Crawford kicked it to the spot. Crode ran to it.
Take the push in here. That's okay. It's your kick.
And should be able to go back for his first.
It was a superb kick by Shane Crawford, though. You could just see Crode leading into space.
That lead from Crode is one of the hardest leads to defend against. He leads up, he does a semicircle. The defender trails you. You get a bit of space in behind the defender. Easy mark.
And the conversion. That wipes off the Thompson goal at the other end. The Hawks out to a 21-point lead as Trent says thanks to the former skipper.
Just have another look here at Trent Crode's lead if we can get it. Shane Crawford, as you can see there. Yeah, so you just get so much space in behind. It's the hardest kick to defend when you're leading back into that space. Easy, uncontested mark. Nothing a defender can do.
At ground level, Scott Cummings.
Well, Michael Frito, I don't think it's good news there. They've just applied the compression bandage to his leg, which says to me that it's more an injury management now than getting him back out on the track. He's not warming up with the rest of the players, unfortunately. He could be done.
All right, Scott, keep us posted on that as Hale gets it down for Rawlings, hurries it towards centre half forward. Corey Jones with the mark. Thompson, the target, but the kick is going to make him work here. Smith the tackle, boundary throw in.
No, he's being tackled. Pressure, no. He's coming down.
He's finding a lot of space, Nathan Thompson.
Petrie and Everett. Everett wrestles to the front spot. Guerra goes to ground. Sinclair KO'd by Hodge. Big hit. Crawford getting the handball away to Jacobs. Now Roughhead. Well, a little bit of flair, or attempted flair, shown by Mitchell. Opens the door. Lacroix, Harvey. Now Pratt can keep running. Goes to Thompson again. And he's paid a push.
Yeah, I think Sam Mitchell deserves a benefit of the doubt on that one. I suspect it was the slipperiness of the surface where he didn't want to put all the weight on his front foot and lean over, because he may have gone A over T, but the rebound has occurred. Nathan Thompson gets another chance.
Lining up for his third. He is the lone target down there at the moment. Remembering no Sav Rocker today.
She's stiff.
Just.
It's that pocket I was talking about before, Jared, where it goes right to left. It drifts across the face. I'm not sure why, because there's no breeze. I've
actually been working on the theory for you, but I just can't come up with one. But I'm going to go with you. If you reckon it's the most difficult pocket,
it is. It just drifts from right to left, and that's why Mark Williams went the banana check side, whatever you want to call it, in the first quarter.
Hawks work it to the wing and Campbell Brown. Roos getting on top with the last 5 centre breaks in that department, but it's the Hawks on the scoreboard, although the Kangaroos can try and clear here. They've got numbers on the outer side. Wells might go to Hale in the middle. The big man's got it, wants to get a move on. Long ball to centre half forward, Petrie and Thompson. Who's at the back? Harding didn't get a favourable bounce. Vandenberg going for Ladson, and Crawford awaits. He'll go to the wing, and Dixon. No one long. So Campbell Brown coming to Shepherd, gets the handball. Clever centering kick. Spider's got it. Tries to switch wide. Crode, Wills. Wills will get there first. Gets it away for Perry. Now Simpson. Short to the wing. Petrie for Grant. For Harvey. Play on advantage. Harvey's got Thompson. He could go all the way. Thompson for his third. He's on fire. Single-handedly keeping the Kangaroos in it. He's kicked 3-2 of their 3-3, and we've played 9 minutes of the second term.
Well, he's definitely answered his critics last week, and I'm sure that that debate will go on for a long time yet, but he is just on fire. And Zach Dawson, I'm not sure whether Alistair Clarkson is saying to him, look, body on body, he's probably not strong enough to play Nathan Thompson, but playing 10 or 15 metres in front, giving him that much room, He's basically playing by himself in the forward line. Zach's done a couple of good things, but he's just got to play Nathan Thompson a lot closer.
I would have thought he's got the pace to be able to play from behind.
Roos with the last 6 centre breaks. Could Wells go all the way? What a team lifter if he can get it. Close. No. Another poster.
And once again, as he was coming down, Nathan Thompson made a couple of leads. If Wells wanted to use him, he had the space to use him.
Quick clearances out of the centre all of a sudden. You look a lot quicker, particularly if Daniel Wells has got the footy.
Yes, it helps, doesn't it? Here's Clark. Wide kick and Archer at full stretch. A boundary throw in. Arch thinking initially that it might have come off the boot of Brent Guerra on the ricochet.
Not a bad matchup. Archer and Brent Guerra.
Ooh. Both pretty hard at it.
I think the turnbuckle would get a bit of a use if they had the chance.
Right on cue.
Oh, nice
That's
work.
a brilliant soccer. And he knew Harvey was there. It was the old sixth sense. Grant, Harvey, getting it on to Hale.
They've lifted here, the Kangas.
They sense the door is opening
Got
for
to
them.
go forward, though.
They're getting plenty of the footy. Now Grant goes to Hale.
He was off. Ooh. He was definitely off, but Luke Hodge helped him out.
It was a little step from the big man.
In real trouble, Luke Hodge.
Grant inside 50 with the kick, and it's a beauty. And now, from about 45 out at right half forward, Lacroix will have the shot at goal.
He's moved well, Lacroix.
He has, and they're about to take Daniel, in fact, Shannon Grant from the ground in what was probably an orchestrated rotation, but they're going too well now, the Kangaroos. They've just got to hold on and get their best players out there.
First game for the year, Lacroix, and missing to the near side.
Surely you wouldn't swing your better players off when you've just grabbed the momentum back, Wayne, and you've got a chance of kicking some goals.
It's one of those things that that coaches continue to do when you're on top through the midfield. They bring them off for a rest, and then you lose the ascendancy through the middle.
Gee, the kick to Bateman was pushing it, but the mark is paid.
Shannon Grant uses the ball so well.
Yep.
You can rest him on a half-forward line. We know he's a goal kicker.
Put him in the goal square.
Ladson.
No one coming to him, so
Told
he's
to
just
play on.
dropping.
He, of course, does not have to run, but gee, sold his teammate Clark into plenty of trouble. Thompson says, I want number 4. He's answered the critics today. This is inspiring stuff. He could have fed the handball off Duck.
Should have.
Boy, oh boy, Tomo. It's a great play. You live and die by the sword, and he kicked the goal, but should definitely have given the handball.
He was too unselfish last week, they said.
Should have definitely given the handball over the top, but he kicked the goal. He is on fire.
He saw him too.
There's no question he saw him. you couldn't miss him.
He has got 4.
But like last week, had Petrie gone on, taken a mark, kicked a goal, Nathan Thompson would have been a star. So you live and die by the results. Theoretically, he should have given the handball, but he might have stuffed the handball up. So he's kicked the goal, and we move on. We've got a better game on our hands right now.
Campbell in the middle for the Hawks. It's the Roos who have lifted it this area. Oh, my goodness! He'll get a speeding fine for going that fast.
Thompson.
Oh, Wells has got it! What magic! And look at the team spirit now.
David Hale's handball. Oh. See a replay of this.
Where does Wells come from?
Watch the handball from Hale.
Well, it was a good out anyway. And Wells was right on the end of it. Things are flying out of the middle. That was a very interesting give there from David Hale, but who cares? The Kangaroos are on fire right now, and Spider Everett has been interchanged. He's gone forward into the goal square. They've brought some young legs on. They've got to stop it in the middle here, the Hawks.
Bateman's had 12 possession, Wells 11, both playing on the wing.
A 22-point lead has been erased. And here they go again. How about an encore? Thompson. Oh, he's got it! He's got it again! This is unfathomable. 4 goals in 6 scintillating minutes by the Kangaroos. He looks tired, but I reckon he's going to stick it out till half-time.
Now, Alistair Clarkson come under a lot of criticism for leaving Zach Dawson on Anthony Rocker when they played Collingwood. He kicked 8 goals that night or that day. Thompson is on fire. Does he leave Zach Dawson on him? I think he's got to make a move. He has to make a move.
What are the options?
Well, the options are anyone at this stage. Roughhead can go back. They have to make a move. Zach Dawson isn't up to playing on Nathan Thompson.
But is it Zach Dawson's issue, or is it in the middle here?
It's
free kick, Kangaroos.
They're getting flogged out of the centre right now.
Of course, that's an issue, but Zach Dawson's just not good enough.
He's been reported. Jordan Lewis has been reported.
Give us the ball. Go wait for the light. Okay, the light's going. I'm reporting you for striking. Okay, Daniel, you understand? Yeah, I'm reporting you for striking you.
Lewis reported for striking Harris.
That's all I need to see, mate.
This has just fallen apart for Hawthorn. They are being smashed out of the middle. The Kangas up and about as Perry kicks to half forward and Grant marks strongly.
And that's why Shannon Grant can rest him in the half forward line. He's so strong above his head for a small forward.
He's playing on Sam Mitchell right at the moment.
Pass inside the 50. Harvey goes without it. Roughhead to Vandenberg. They're under siege. Hale, Harris, caught by Mitchell. Sinclair flings it out. Lewis, having just had his name in the book. Oh, crunch. They're going into each other. And Ledson, I reckon, is hurt at the end of that. He was the meat in the sandwich. He's down as Ledson.
Do you rob Peter to pay Paul? Do you put Trent Crowe in defence?
Well, they're going to stay with what they've got here. I think they've made their bed. They're going to line at the Hawks right throughout. This will be no difference to the Geelong game where it was the Geelong game where they left him down there, wasn't it?
No, the Collingwood game when he played on Anthony Rocker.
Yep.
Rocker kicked 8 goals, left him there the whole day.
Doesn't look as if there's any move to change just at the moment.
Joel Smith's another one that can that plays tall. He could go down and play on Thompson.
Clark for Brown. Long ball to Crode. Arm chop, free kick. The Kangaroo fans, it's their home game, have suddenly found voice and 50 against Archer. Was he trying to square up with Lewis? Lewis was the man that copped it high.
Was it for physical attention or verbal?
No physical, he said high. Archer high on Lewis. Here's the arm chop. And it will result in a Trent Crowe shot at goal.
Trent, right here.
In the context of this Kangaroo surge over the last 10 minutes, it's an important kick.
If you don't know the law, don't argue with me. That's not fair.
It's been a week for justice, say some. And the Kangaroo fans applaud that as a second footy again. Gee, we're having that often coming out on the field. Harvey.
Geez, they're working hard for each other,
Yep.
the Kangaroos. It's been an inspiring 15 minutes.
It was a good shepherd by Pratt.
What a chase by Mark Williams.
Yep, forces the kick which is stolen by Brown.
Coach would love that. Doesn't matter how many goals he kicks. That was a good 80, 90 metre chase by Mark Williams and made Brent Harvey look slow.
Don't hold.
Young goes to Bateman.
Bateman's got to tighten up on Wells. He's had, what's Bateman had? He's had 12 possessions himself, but not as damaging as Wells.
Let's go. Play on. Play on.
Bateman takes off. Over the head of Ladson, who doubles back in time. He's recovered well, evidently, electing to play on. Thumping it to the goal square. Crode's going to fly against several. Waiting down is Williams, the sharpshooter. Just misses.
Good contest by Crowe. The long kick into the forward line made it come to the ground. Drew 2 or 3 Kangaroo players. Here's the high contact.
That was high.
Yep.
Well picked up by the umpire off the ball.
John Hayes got a real challenge there because Mark Williams isn't going to fly. His opponent stayed on the ground. He went up to help his teammate, and Mark Williams nearly snagged a goal.
Green to the wing. Petrie. Scott Cummings right near you. It's picked up.
I'd tell you, it stepped up a notch down here. He's getting fantastic now, but the not good news for Hawthorn, Luke Hodger, even though he's coming back onto the ground now, he's battling with a right ankle injury.
All right, we'll keep an eye on it. Thanks, Scott. Boundary throw in. Less than 8 minutes from half-time. Here's Pratt with that shepherd on Clark, and Pratt very slow to get up. Hurt himself right side of the body there with that shepherd. Deep in attack, Kangaroos have kicked the last 4 goals. Hodge has it stolen by Harris. Grant caught by Jacobs. Hodge gets it back, and the Hawks can clear. Bateman to Vandenberg. Has to go very wide for Brown. Long ball, defensive side of the wingers, Dixon. Gibson closing fast. Dixon going to Crode, strong hands. Marks in front of Perry.
Scott Smith.
Kicks it too wide.
Yeah, the Kangaroos had 3 or 4 players in Hawthorn's attack. There's nowhere to go to.
Archer will go all the way back to Jonathan Hay. Now McIntosh.
Just fantastic to see young Brent LaCroix coming from the ground and absolutely spent. He has just gone on for 10 minutes or whatever it was, his rotation. He had nothing left, and his coach would be thrilled that that's how he likes to see his players coming from the ground on these rotations. 0 left. He was buckled over, and now he gets a chance to recover before he gets out with the onslaught.
Hawks trying to regain the lead as Lewis goes deep. Roos have got the extra man back there. Archer in the way. Perry reads the situation well. Has Grant going hard to the outer side. He takes it on the bounce. Now he's going to go long to Pratt. In the middle. Good pressure by Campbell Brown. Joel Smith goes to Vandenberg. Well, don't know whether Guerra was the target. He takes it. And a poor entry inside the 50, although McIntosh spills it. Green for Gibson. Really under the pump. Desperate stuff. Campbell does well. Got it to Lewis. Shrugs the would-be tackler. Dixon. Oh, what a great goal. And the Hawks are back in front.
Well, just a lack of concentration on about 3 players, Kangaroo players' behalf. There's bit one, and then there was just a bit of lack of desperation here. There's a handball. It went to ground, and the slippery surface just out of the play. Gibson didn't smother the footy. And Ben Dixon, smart shot at goal with a controlled boomerang.
Dixon with his first, 9th for the year on a 1-year deal for this 2006 season. And the Hawks have the lead. Time on, second turn. Campbell winning it down. Hodge with a socker. Kangaroos will get there first. Harding as well short. The Leeds go to the pocket. He turns them down.
Might as well back the big bodies in. Thompson's there long.
Oh, what a clever kick. And Rawlings sensed the opportunity there. Well, look at that. The last 10 centre breaks all going the Kangaroos' way.
Catch your line, Brady. Daniel,
Crawford off. Sam Mitchell back on.
Brady Rawlings, best and fairest a couple of years ago at Arden Street, was 7th in the count last year, lining up for the 50th goal of his league career. It would put the Kangaroos back on top. It will not be a score. Out on the full.
Thank you.
Campbell covering some ground.
They've got 3 players on this side of the ground, and none of them are covered.
And the kick is over for a boundary throw-in. That's a let-off for the Kangaroos. Sinclair. Kick smothered. Roos have got numbers here. Grant can swing onto the left foot. 55 out, unguarded, goal square. Petrie with the touch. Gee, that was close.
I think it was the right decision.
Yeah.
It looked as if it was going to go through the points, and he was only a centimetre or so away from snagging it.
Jacobs shorts it. Lewis.
Oh, geez, that was good awareness in the finish. I reckon the crowd almost warned him that something was about to happen.
Dawson on halfback. Less than 5 minutes from half-time. We're knotted away at 42 as Sewell takes the mark. Kangaroos have lost their last 4. The Hawks have won their last 3.
It's amazing the players spent so much energy in the previous 10 minutes that this is almost rest time for both clubs.
Bateman going all the way to the back pocket, but they're going to be able to affect the switch. Smith to Ruffy. He'll go to Brown. Short to the wing. Lewis. Kangaroos with 8 more entries inside 50 this quarter. Crow coming out on half forward, overruns it. Brown with a good handball for Archer. Targets Harris. The Roos build again. Petrie working hard to be on the end of this kick. Now Thompson leads. Petrie goes in his direction. Over his head. At the back, Lacroix.
But no one.
Got to go for it then. Goes to ground. Grant has dumped. Good tackle. Boundary throw in.
Yeah, there was no one in the goal square bar 2 Hawthorn players, so he was really betwixt and between. And in the end, the surfers got him. And whilst it is a little bit slippery here at Telstra Dome, it should be a lot slipperier if we're outside Hale in Melbourne today.
Jacobs flares it out wide on the bounce. Bateman waits. Hodge presents. No one long. That's why he's just hanging on to it. Now kicks it to the wing. We're putting in the steps to get there is Brown and Archer, and it's a boundary throw in. 3 minutes to go, first half. Everett back on to take this ruck contest. Brown going off. Third man up for the Roos again is Simpson. Good hands, Rees, Mitchell, Vandenberg now. Here's a 50-50 ball. Good use of the body by Guerra. Wills, though, bounce back to his feet quickly. They both go to ground. Guerra, Sewell, Young. From 55 to the goal square. Gibson the spoil. Rees waiting down, and the Hawks are back in front. Great Crummer's goal.
A classic Crummer's goal there, as you said, Clinton. Just read it off the pack. Dixon give the contest. Really flew from behind. Made sure it come to ground. As we have a look here.
That's where it was one way. This battle here decides the goal. It was a tough game for both players, but Guerra won the points.
It was, and then the classic Crummer's goal, as we said. Dixon, he really flies. He has to fly there. He has to make sure it comes to the front. That's very, very well finished.
7-6 play, 6-6. Perfect bounce for Everett and Hale. Hodge gets the kick away. Bateman getting involved. Up to 17 possessions now. Campbell Brown delivers to half forward. The spoil by Simpson. Green. Good balance. Got it to Archer. Hale's got to go here from the opposite direction. Guerra. They both go down. Hodge pushed in the back. Hale slow to get up. Hodge to Bateman. Can play on. Where is he going with that kick? Hay takes the mark.
I think he was going to goal, Clinton. He just mistimed it.
He brings down Harding. Play on the call. Harding drags it in, knocks it towards the line, and Brown's taken over.
Right tackle there by
Corey Jones.
Corey Jones.
Here's the hit. Oh. Well done by both players there. Knew the contact was coming.
It has been an entertaining afternoon. Hodge taking them on. Breaking away. Laying it off for Brown. Has kicked some good goals this year. Not on that occasion.
Nice work from Spider too. The tap was deft.
What about Hodge?
At least.
Hodge. Just
Yeah, I think he's recovered from that ankle problem.
Thanks, Scott. Hey. The Hawk fans are really riding Jonathan Hay this afternoon as Wells goes for Harvey. Back for Wells. Brown. Back for Wells. Not going anywhere in a hurry.
Good pressure by Hawthorn. What they did there, they corralled them rather than attack the particular player. They took space rather than attack the player. Otherwise, Daniel Wells would have just stepped around him and kept going.
Hodge going through without it. Hawks win it regardless. Mitchell gives it off to Dixon. Hurried left foot snap. Close. Fading. A behind. Would have loved that in the final minute of the half.
Easier said than done, I'm sure, but still got to go forward. You can go back maybe once, maybe twice, but you've just got to try and get the ball forward to put some pressure on Hawthorn.
Good run and carry by Gibson. Still time. Harding on the wing. Open forward line.
No crumbs for Kangaroos.
And the Hawks should therefore be able to clear, but Everett is wrapped up. Lewis gets it wide. Bateman, 7 seconds to go. Clears the danger zone. And that will be half-time. What a terrific quarter of footy.
It was a great quarter of footy, and it started with the Kangaroos winning the ball out of the middle, and a big part of that was Daniel Wells. Boy, did he light up the Kangaroos at the start of that quarter. Got it down to Nathan Thompson, and the Kangaroos were back in it and hit the front, Jared.
Yeah, I was really impressed with David Hale, the way he helped out in that centre. He just seemed to suck it in and say, well, I'm going to have an impact. I think Shannon Grant also at ground level started spearing some ball into the forward line. They had a target. Nathan Thompson was determined to have an impact against his old club. So whereas I thought the match was over at quarter time, right now we've got a great half of footy coming up, Clinton.
It is game on. Thompson with 5 goals to half time, but it's the Hawks leading by 8 points here on Fox Footy Sunday. His 5th senior game, Hamish McIntosh, against the tandem of Everett and Campbell. Perfect bounce for the ruckman to get the second half underway. McIntosh tunnel ball style. Hodge, handball to Everett, runs into Rawlings, good tackle. Sinclair steals it, gives it to Simpson. Now to centre half back and Pratt, with Dawson staying on Thompson. Kick wide over the head of Jones and Sewell. Jones will recover. Can he get it to Grant? He does. Grant stops, swings onto the left. To the hot spot. Thompson's got to beat a couple. Good spoils. Harvey couldn't get there. Behind.
Clinton Young's running with Daniel Wells now off the wing. Doesn't look like a hard tag, but certainly looks like he's been given the job.
Wells with 15 first half possessions. This man, the game leader. Chance Bateman with 19 touches, so already eclipsing his 18 in their 1-point win last week.
They were playing on one another in the first half, though. Wells,
Yeah.
Bateman.
Just yours, mine.
Yeah.
Let's wax it. Dixon for Vandenberg. 55 out, keeps it low. Hay read it well.
Yeah, better from him. He left his mark, took it on.
Perry for Sinclair. Goes short. Good ball. Harris. He said, I wasn't really off. Umpire said play on. Jones is leading for Grant. And he dives and takes the mark. Goes backwards. Back for Shannon Grant.
Just can't help but thinking that watching the Kangaroos 3 or 4 times as we have on Fox Footy, that they are just a better side when they move the ball quickly. When they go back and play this sort of stop-start game, they do tend to find it difficult to score.
They fell back into this trap early in the last quarter when leading Melbourne by a couple of goals, and the Demons overran them late. And McIntosh.
Good block from Nathan Thompson.
Has kicked just 1 goal in his brief AFL career.
Nathan Thompson was ignored at the very start of this passage of play. And I think the original player was Daniel Harris, who went back and then just started to chip it around, etc. They go to Thompson. He's on fire. Get the ball into him.
Tough kick for the 21-year-old out of Lavington on the Murray. Gives it a good effort. Oh, boy. Great way to start the second half.
It was a great response, and well done to the young kid. But you can't live on kicking goals from the boundary line. There's the block, yep.
There's the block from Nathan Thompson. That allows the space to open up. Tough kick.
He's going to have a mountain of work to do here in this second half.
They have got to play inspired football here, the Kangaroos. They're 2 players down. They've worked really hard to get back into control of the match, or at least in a competitive position. They are going to finish the game on vapours. They've just got to be able to play great footy.
Wells burns off another one. Goes long for another goal. He is electrifying.
And I think that is probably what we were talking about. Just efficient footy, get the ball going, nothing fancy. This is straight down the corridor. Unfortunately, the tag broken there for the Hawks. Who was playing on Daniel Wells? I'm not sure who it was.
Clinton Young.
Clinton Young had the opportunity. Still in there with an inspired effort, the Kangaroos.
Looks like Chance Bateman's now come to Daniel Wells.
Straight back, guys, straight back.
Well, they could each end up with 40.
3 metres out of side. That was starting in the middle.
The Kangaroos are back in front.
Thanks, guys. That's right, no, that's right. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Shane. Thanks, buddy. Coming straight back.
Glenn Archer watches on. Hale and Ferrito with the red lines through their name. Just 2 for Dean Laidley to rotate in the second half. They get it out of the middle again. Thompson's caught behind. Dawson going without it. Petrie tried to knock it on. Sewell, quick hands. Mitchell's gone, wrapped up by Harris. Hawks will win out, though. Ladson electing to go to Bateman. Towards half forward, good ball. Sliding into it, Crow. Too far out to score. Chips it inside 50, Vandenberg.
Hold it there, mate.
Geez, they're working. They've got 3 players protecting Mark Williams.
Yep. Vandenberg stabs it. It's the required 15, and Young's got it.
Daniel Pratt is standing 20 metres off on the same side as the footy, and he is trying to block the lead for Daniel Wells. Sorry, for Mark Williams, or at least make him go sideways to the boundary line.
You're right on it.
Clinton Young from 45. The lead changes again.
Geez, he looks like Ryan and Nathan Loney, such as his kicking skills. He's a beautiful kick. What an asset to have as a young kid in your club. He's a fast runner. He can play on the wing. He can play off a half back line. And as we see here, he's a wonderful finisher as well. Just an outstanding kick.
Another player that has graduated from the AFL's rookie list. 8-8 plays 8-7.
I'm right here, guys. Don't push him. Just allow the ball. Okay. Don't push him in, Chance. Don't push him in. He's entitled to free run.
You can hear the umpires nattering away to the players, barking out the instructions as Mitchell just gets the kick away. Harvey in his 200th game from one side, Gibson of the other. The latter takes it and takes them on. McIntosh had it knocked away by Everett. Bateman batters it onto Hodge. Spider waded onto it well. Hodge now for Crawford.
Fat side.
Got it.
There it is. Clark got it.
They're always there. And just going back to Gibson, the short option. He's on fire. He's running at 100 miles an hour. And he's going to kick it to McIntosh, who's stationary. The ball stops in flight even if he takes the mark.
And you can see there, when Shane Crawford got that ball, he has a couple of seconds to make a decision. He looks up, he then looks lateral, sees the fat side and able to deliver it. That's what makes a champion player ahead of just a good player. Decision making, and was able to make that decision while he had the ball in his hands.
It results in a Tim Clark goal.
He's another player, Tim Clark. If there was a criticism of him, it probably is his kicking, and he's much improved in that area, as we just saw from that shot at goal.
Saw plenty of it last week against the Bombers with 22 touches. He's got half of that now, but 7 marks tacked onto that.
Right here again. No,
4 goals already in this third term. Only 8 or so minutes have gone by. 2 each. Grant. Simpson goes down. Had the footy still there. Mitchell's locking it in. Great pressure. Good tackling. We'll get a bounce. The best result.
Thank you. Straight back here, straight back here.
Another look. No place for the faint of heart today.
Arms up, guys, arms up.
Mitchell. About to be caught from behind. Just ducked away from the Jones tackle.
It's good awareness.
Jacobs for Young. Long, penetrating kick. Everett in a pack. Everett with 2 grabs, not the third. And we'll have a bounce.
Sam Mitchell at those stoppages. That ball gets hit quite hard, but he had great awareness there to know that Corey Jones was coming. Able to do a blind turn out of trouble, and Spider nearly hung onto that one. Not quite.
Simpson shovels the handle out. McIntosh lost it. Williams for Crawford. Clark again. Sacrificing ground. Ladson for Bateman. Stabs at it nicely to Hodge. And the Hawks can have 3 in a row if Hodge can kick truly.
Well, that's why coaches say you can't give a player half a metre, because no one knew that was going to Hodge until the ball all of a sudden ended up in his arms. It's going one way, it's going the other. Chance Bateman just picks him out, and the ball's there before Brady Rawlings could get off his heels. He had his weight back. He wasn't in striking distance. And now Luke Hodge gets another chance at a shot at goal.
Having an outstanding season is Hodge. This for a 13-point lead. He's got it. Hawks get 3 in a row.
They just appear to be getting their goals marginally easier at this stage, Wayne, the Hawks.
They do, and whenever they're using the ball like that, this whole passage of play, they were unselfish. There are times they could have kicked the ball long. The Kangaroos had numbers back. If it goes long, the Kangaroos are the ones with the numbers. It comes out at the rate of knots, so you're able to kick it in short. And Luke Hodge, well, he's a class player, and as Clinton said, enjoying a great start to this year.
Chance Bateman appealing to Dean Margetts for the free. Great vision from the Fox footy team. Petrie rucking now in place of McIntosh, who's being rested. Kick is smothered. Good knock on. Ladson charging at it. He wanted it more. Inside the 50. Gibson the spoil. Dixon wrapped up. Crowd captures Brown. We'll get a bounce.
Good contest.
That's using your head.
Kicking goals and smothering the ball. That's why he's
Eyes up.
rated such a good player.
Petrie had to get rid of it quickly after taking it from the bounce. Grant has it stripped away by the aforementioned Hodge, and he's pushed and wins the free.
He's in everything at the moment, Luke Hodge.
Still got player. They're straight in the back.
There it is against Harris. The pendulum has swung dramatically Hawthorn's way. There's Hay and Williams. Williams directing that he'll lead. Hay staying with him. The kick goes wide to Crawford. Too far out. Brown on the lead. 3 roos are there. Hay for Jones. Ducks the head. Caught. Lewis to space. Sinclair bowled over illegally.
Jack Sinclair kick. High. He was down, Campbell. He was down.
Another look. Sinclair the free. Goes long to Green. Got to get it to Wells. Good running by Grant. Open forward line. Thompson at centre half forward.
Oh,
Not paid.
Jeez.
You can hear the Kangaroo fans' reaction. Hawthorn the quick rebound. Young's a good long kick. Just not straight on that occasion.
I reckon they've got all their eggs in the Nathan Thompson basket, which suggests once again that they've got to move the ball quickly. They can't be mucking around looking for short 15-metre options. He didn't mark that ball. I think it was a brave decision from the umpire, but probably the right one.
Campbell knocking it away from the Rawlings kick. And the big man backs himself. Gives it to Ladson. Using the ball well. Clark for Mitchell. Going wide for Young. He's had a cider. He should get this one. Well, he pushes it into the behind post for a boundary throw-in. Maybe a little gun shy, just not kicking through it. Still, they're deep in attack. Campbell to go against Petrie.
Play on! Play on!
A bounce.
Easy.
Kangaroos have got to hold up here. 3 goals to none in the last 8 minutes. And Hawthorn are continuing this assault.
Don't hold!
Mitchell, Crawford, Green, Brown, Clark all awaiting the crumbs. In the end, there's a push, and it's a Kangaroo free. Advantage to Sinclair. Goes to the wing. Good pickup on the half volley by LaCroix. Harvey, not 15 to Simpson. Gee, he claimed it, and Bateman said, I'll let you have it. Simpson goes to the wing. Rawlings ironed out, taking the mark. The 50 is paid.
There wasn't too much in that.
There was 50, though. He's taken the mark. The contact's after the mark, and he's put him out of play. So they were penalised, and I reckon it's the right decision, albeit about 35 metres of 50. You reckon that's 50?
Well, if it is, the ground's officially 200 because the mark was on the wing, was it not? And now the man on the mark's put on the 50. And that one, well, even had it been marked, it would have been a tough shot regardless. They give the Hawks a break, and Hodge takes it, goes to Guerra. Centering ball is dangerous. Petrie with the spoil. Campbell waiting down, goes to Guerra. He'll drive the Hawks deep into attack. Brown and Gibson. Brown, good tackle. Perry back for Hay, look out. Rue defence holding up, and Gibson takes it out. A great struggle unfolding here in the third quarter.
Good tap.
The Hawks doing the attacking, however. Harris to Wells, need a touch of magic. Quick hands to Rawlings, now Brown. They're on the counter-attack. Oh, Jacobs, great work. Crawford slipped, hesitated, gets it to Mitchell. Flares it out wide, Lewis. To Hodge. What will he do? Go backwards. Back to Lewis. Hodge with 7 touches in the last 10 minutes. Jordan Lewis reported in the second quarter. Going back, marking point of the square. Half forward is Reeves. Young.
Got to stay disciplined here, the Kangaroos. Got to stay man within man.
Vandenberg leaps. Sullivan runs it. At the back, Petrie. Good chain of handballs. Grant. Now everyone's suddenly dashing into the Kangaroos half of the field, so he's got to be precise with the kick. It's comfortably knocked away. Jacobs can't grasp it. Well, it's another risky kick.
Skill level of the Kangaroos has just been 25% less than the Hawks, and it's cost them big time going into the forward line.
Young long. Good spoil by Hay. Hodge running onto it. Lewis to the top of the square for Everett. Brown there as well. should get a goal out of this. But the Kangaroos are desperate.
Geez, that was a great effort by Gibson. He was 1 against 4, and then it was 2 against 5. How that wasn't a goal to the Hawks is beyond me.
You can see what Spider Everett was trying to do. He was trying to shepherd for his fellow teammate. Just didn't quite do it well enough, Spider. Gibson was able to get through and get the spoil on the ball. As you said, it was a 3-on-1.
Yeah.
Should have been a Hawthorn mark.
How much longer can the Kangaroos resist? The margin 14 points.
Harris is free. Now, this is the kick going in. He's got to make ground. Thompson's over the back. He wants it long.
Give it to him. Give it to Thompson. He's one out with Dawson. Now Thompson leads and takes it. And he can go back and line up for goal number 6.
And that's why Zach Dawson playing in front, as far as he does, just makes it so easy for Nathan Thompson. I mean, if he kicks that ball long, Nathan Thompson takes it uncontested. Instead, he says, no, I'll just step around you and drop it in short. And you have a look here on screen. Zach Dawson is nowhere near him.
1 metre, Rick, 1 metre.
Number 6. 6 of their 9. And the margin is 9 points.
Well, for the Kangas to win, he's got to kick probably 9 goals.
So it begs the question. If you stop the Kangaroos and their only goal-kicking machine up forward, do you move Zach Dawson?
Or do you just send the message out and say play from behind?
Well,
let's check in with the goal-kicking machine. Scott Cummings.
Thank you very much. Now, Lee Harding copped a massive knee from Richie Vandenberg right in the left glute, and I think we all know where that is.
And it hurts. Thanks, Scott. Keep an eye, Scott, on the Dawson-Thompson matchup. Give us your thoughts in a couple of moments as there's a free-for in the back going Hawthorn's way.
Well, we've got 2 full forwards here. Scotty, do you like blokes playing from in front of you or behind you?
Definitely either on the side or behind you. If you're Zach Dawson, you'd push up the ground now and try and cut him off, I think.
If a player plays you from in front, you can just get too much space behind you, as Nathan Thompson did on that occasion, then steps around him. It's a preferred position, and Nathan would be licking his lips.
Well, he has now got the whole forward line.
Why wouldn't you? The Kangaroos only have to start winning a bit of the ball through the midfield again.
Harvey dump. And that's a good kick from Rees. Boundary throwing.
Throw it in. Mate, there's a long way along the line.
They've got all their eggs in the Nathan Thompson basket, and there he is, 1 man out. He may have to go up and have a crack at the ruck at some stage, given that they are down a little bit.
Everett, first hand to it. Mitchell, the extractor. Sewell. Rawlings not letting him go. Good tackle. Kangaroos. Well, there's no one on the outer wing for Jones here, so that's why he hangs onto it. Waiting for options to present. 6 minutes to go, third quarter. Hawks lead by 8 points at halftime. They've extended that by 1, but the Kangaroos can go now. Archer down the middle for Petrie. Quick handball to Wells. Green on the run. Another one. 3-point game. Great transfer straight down the middle.
Well, they've gone into their forward 50. I'm not sure how many times in this particular quarter, but it hasn't been too many. I think the 2 or 3 times they have, they've scored. The last 2 very easy goals.
Well, the movement to get Glenn Archer by himself was the match-winning move, or in fact the goal-winning move. Archer was with a teammate. The teammate broke towards our commentary position, and that freed up Archer to go down the middle. Got it to Daniel Wells, who picked the right option.
And good handball by Petrie.
You're right, Wayne. Good conversion. 7 entries inside 50 for 4 goals, 1 for the quarter, which any coach would take. For the Kangaroos as Archer goes to McIntosh.
Yeah, that's a good kick.
Hasn't this game had some swings and roundabouts? And it's the Roos pressing now as Corey Jones marks.
Right here, mate. Thank you. Mark's here.
Right on the edge of his range.
Right there, Mark's there.
He might be thinking about it.
He can come back to Archer.
He is a long kick of the football, Corey Jones. Left footer, so he's on the right side for him.
Right up, big fella, Hamish.
You'd think that he'd open up the angle a little, Jared. Run around on that left foot.
Zach, it's in line.
Hasn't kicked one today. Has got 8 for the season. 51 metres out. Touched into the post. Good defensive pressure by the Hawks.
Lee Harding's up and running and back on the ground again.
Not off yet, not off yet.
Vandenberg.
Play on now.
Hawthorn by 2 points.
Play on.
Clark with Archer from the side. Can work with McIntosh here. Roughhead closing fast. Great tackle. The ball is held in.
It's all right. It's all right. Here, thanks, Archie.
Michael Bozzo will toss it up quickly.
It was a brilliant fly by Archer running back with the flight of the ball. Look out.
Reeves just keeps him along the boundary line, but Wells still finds a target, and Jones cannot mark.
Hit the ground. Thanks, mate.
Boundary throw in with 4:09 to play. Boys getting frisky.
It's a good tackle by Roughhead on Archer. Had to hang on to him.
Good tackle.
Free kick Hawthorn, Reeves. And this time it comes back.
The boss. Straight over to him. Play on.
Young to Lewis. Got space.
Got to get chased from behind here. The Hawks are going to run free otherwise.
Guerra. Can he run off Sinclair? Sinclair disguises the hold well. He disguised it well. Guerra deep to the pocket for Williams. Spills it. Still a chance, Hawthorn. Hodge high to the top of the square. Brown backed himself to knock it away. Wills paddles it to Archer. Goes to Harris on the wing. They're lifting again. Get it on, say the Kangaroo fans. Harris. Good kick. Shannon Grant to put the Roos in front. He's got it. Have a listen to them. Three in a row for the Kangaroos, and they're back in the lead.
Quick transition, Wayne. It's their whole flow. They've got an open forward line. If they muck around and let the Hawks flood back, then they're going to go down in this match. If they got enough juice to keep running, to continue doing this, who knows? But this is pure magic from Shannon Grant. He would be the preferred option in their side to have the ball in his hands right here, because his finishing skills are, and he's just football now is first class.
Alistair Clarkson is edgy now.
Great game of footy, Clinton. After looking like it was going to be blown away at quarter time, it's a brave effort by the Kangas to be competitive.
They were 22 points adrift. Wells to half forward. Boundary line best result for the Roos, but Dawson intercepts. Hodge rides one would-be tackler. Defers to Dawson, who loses it. Did well to get boot to ball. Harvey shovels it out. They can take them on here. Harding, though, is caught. Thompson throws it out to Simpson. Play on is the call. Petrie in front. Jones lurking. In basketball parlance, that's a jump ball.
Just have a quick look here at Luke Hodge. Gets the ball, wants to take the tackle, uses what is his greatest strength, and very hard to hang on to a guy that is that strong.
Will they concede a behind? They do. We have had some terrific matches on Fox Footy Sunday this year already, and this shaping up as being another one. Rivalry round, delivering the close finishes. Lewis with patience. Long to Brown and Dixon, and a boundary throw-in.
Well, under pressure, you've just got to move the ball on, and this was pressure. And I reckon there's been more throws, as I said earlier, in this round than any other round I've seen. Umpire was out of position. He probably couldn't have seen through three bodies to see it, but well disguised by Thompson.
Guerra wins the free. Advantage play on. Everett in the final 2 minutes of the third quarter. Hawthorn finding themselves behind. Lewis going to Williams.
Got a block of that. They've got a flood back now, the Kangaroos, because
That's it there, Jonathan.
history says he'll try and look for an option.
Mark Williams with 2 goals, 3 today. There was, it appeared, no question about the free kick, which set it up.
Mark Williams might have played on here. You see there, he's on the ground. I know Archer was covering, but I would have thought that one, the preferred option for him would have been to play on. Could have basically run into within 10, 15 metres. But when you kick the ball so well...
Now it's open here. Simpson gets his kick to centre half forward. Harvey. Boomer. Celebrate game number 200. No, gee, we've had some posters.
Talk about a quick transition.
Going to be another one here.
7 posters for the day now. Young to Ladson.
46 seconds.
Everett stabs it. Okay, Bateman.
Brady, hold there.
Got to get everybody back here, the Kangaroos.
Rough head leaping cunt. Mark Jones kept his footing well. For Pratt. Time to steady. 24 seconds. Oh, Petrie marks. Got to get the message out. Move the ball on for the final 15 seconds. Again, he holds it up in the air. He did this at the end of the second quarter. Are they happy for the siren and a 5-point lead? It appears that way.
Not 15, play on!
It appears that way. They're happy for a 5-point three-quarter time lead. That's what we've got.
Well, what we have got is 2 sides that have put on a fantastic show for those that have turned out and those watching on Fox Footy. Nathan Thompson's been a star up forward. We've got a one-on-one battle against a kid called Zach Dawson. Wayne wants him shifted, but the coach has said no, he's going to the wire, and maybe that's what it'll be. Gibson's been a star. Spider Everett, he hasn't dominated, but we know he's a match winner for them. We've got a great game, Clinton, and it's just been a thrill to watch 2 clubs go head-to-head, bust their guts, in particular the Kangaroos down 2 players, and give themselves both an opportunity to win.
There'll be a bit to talk about if the Hawks don't get up in this one, though, and Thompson kicks 8 goals.
He's got 6 at the moment, and the Kangaroos lead by 5 points. We'll sort it out when we come back. It's going to be a big last term here on Fox Footy Sunday. Who wants it more? That may be the determining factor in the final term. Nathan Thompson with 6, and the Kangaroos clinging to a 5-point lead. 11-10 plays 10-11. A lot of touches for Grant Wills and Harvey for the Kangaroos. Luke Hodge with 24, Bateman 23 for the Hawks. As we head down to ground level, and Scott Cummings.
Thanks, Glenn. Well, Alistair Clarkson then spent pretty much 3/4 of the break there just working on matchups. The players were the most vocal there, screaming at each other that they were running over the top of them, of all things, and that North, and I made a big mention that North are running out of cattle. Dean Laley as vocal as ever. The trainers were probably the busiest people at the North huddle there, making sure that everyone's right. A lot of calf rubs, a lot of hamstring rubs, as we know they can't afford any more injuries. But we are all set for a ripping last quarter.
Look at this. This is great pictures. Dean Laidley with the final message for the troops as they try to end a 4-game losing run. Lose today, 1-5, and it'll be so hard to come back on the season from here. And just laying it down to the team.
Looks fairly calm there, Dean. Seen him a lot more animated than that.
Let's check in the final score of the match at the Gabba between the Lions and the Swans. And also an updated score from the MCG, Carlton and Collingwood. Replays to follow on Fox Footy, so if you don't want to know the score just yet, look away now. Final term coming up. Glenn Archer, 33 years young, game number 278, still getting involved during the course of that third term. And there's one thing you never question, it's his commitment to the contest. And he's been going hard at it, well, pretty much ever since he started, Wayne, back in 1992.
None harder, I've openly said for a long time now, Clinton, that toughest player that I've seen play the game.
And they've got continued injury worries. Hamish McIntosh, Scotty, I just saw him walk up the race. He's not starting out on the ground. We'll get you to find out what's the problem there. But Drew Petrie is starting in the ruck. And this is just going to be one where the Kangaroos are running on vapours probably right now. They've worked incredibly hard to get back into this position. I reckon the Hawks will have a little bit more energy, but they haven't worked as hard as the Kangaroos in the middle half of the match.
Final term on Fox Footy Sunday. Enjoy it. Petrie and Everett. Mitchell needed support. Hodge provided it. Gives it back to Mitchell. Long to full forward. Brown in front. Gibson spoiled well this afternoon. And he directs this one out in the path of his captain. Simpson a high ball. The target is Harris. The kick is true.
Harris looks like he's playing wide on Sam Mitchell. I think you've just got to concede Sam Mitchell is more creative at this stage than Harris, and you've got to lock down on Mitchell.
Harvey coming up for his 20th touch in game number 200. Directs it to Thompson. Dawson with the knock away. One-handed pick up by Jacobs. Got it to Mitchell. Under pressure. Hodge to Vandenberg. Gets the kick away. Brown's got to beat a couple. Harris read it well and has not paid the mark. He claimed it. Got it on to Gibson. Doesn't matter. Kangaroos away. Shannon Grant down the line. On the target. Jones hit him on the chest.
It's the key to the Kangaroos. It's the quick ball movement.
Thompson couldn't get there.
No problems with Hamish McIntosh. He's back out and sitting down and ready to warm up, and he'll be right to go when he's called upon.
Another look at the Harris mark. It was a good no call by the umpire. 28,470 watching on the edge of their collective seats as Simpson is wrapped up. Jones getting it back for Archer. Harvey, Wells. They can switch. Harris is waiting for it. He goes more central. Dropping the mark. Rawlings. Looked like it was set up. Harris gets it anyway. Hurries it towards goal and kicks a beauty. Kangaroos with their biggest lead of the game, 11 points.
He made that call, Jared, about Sam Mitchell. He's definitely more creative throughout that middle of the ground, but it looks as if they're trying to go through Harris. Harris is pushing wide to the wings. On that occasion, pushed forward. Sam Mitchell probably not paying him the respect that he deserves. On that occasion, getting away and kicking a goal.
In fact, when Sam Mitchell goes into defence, Shannon Grant's picking him up. So I'm not sure exactly what their rotation is, but Daniel Harris, as you're saying, is waiting out. And the kick to Daniel Harris was absolutely superb. He feigned as if he was going to go wide, and then he just brought it back quickly.
Guerra towards Everett. Petrie wraps him up. Simpson's kick ineffective. Clark will get a bounce. You sense, though, there's still another momentum swing coming up. McIntosh and Green, the only two fit players to come back on for the Roos. Everett knocking it down. Crawford conceded to Simpson. Long in the direction of Jones. At the back, Thompson. Dawson kept his feet. Paddled it on well. Kicks to the wing. Mitchell's going to get it. Running for him, Ladson. Towards Dixon. Williams back in the goal square. On the lead, Dixon to him. Good kick. It was better than that. It was a great kick.
They'd actually kicked it before Williams decided to lead, and then Williams just used his superior pace to run onto the ball.
That's it there. Fair way. That's it there, mate.
He has kicked 2 goals for this afternoon, Mark Williams. This, for him, normally a soda, but it's not his day today. 2 goals, 5. Wells bringing it back into play.
And into the hands of the right bloke, because he can run and move the ball quickly.
Williams chasing. Harvey still going. Still going, Harvey.
Got him.
Thompson, 1 out. Lining up number 7.
And the reason why he got him, Jared, is because he hit young Dawson playing that 5 or 10 metres in front. He just had to put it to the space behind, and as you can see there, Dawson, no body contact at all. Looked, Nathan probably made it look a lot harder than what it was at. Mark really only just had to hold Dawson out and take the test mark if he wanted to, but
Game effort by Brent Harvey, though. He just took it on, didn't he? Took it on, invented it as he went.
This to equal his career best. 7 goals for the former Hawk. The Kangaroos have kicked the last 5 now in 16 minutes, bracketing 3/4 time, and they're out by 16 points as we watch the Harvey run.
And he's inventing it. He's not sitting at some chessboard plan. He's just saying, I'll just run forward. I'll just have confidence in my teammates to be there if I'm under pressure. And he gets it forward and he backs in Nathan Thompson to take a mark in a contest.
And did you see the kick? He could have easily gone for a goal there. No, just decided, no, just chipped this to the space to the big fella. He's on fire. Tomo didn't let him down.
What a day. What a day. 16 points now, the Kangaroo lead. They've beaten the Hawks the last 4 times they've met, and they've refused to buckle today. But the Hawks are 4-1 for a reason. Hodge long. Crode couldn't control it. Off the ground. No, elects to pick it up.
Good tackle.
Hay. Kick out of bounds on the full. Yes.
Hand it over, mate. Quick, yes. Thank you, right there.
Just pushing the line was Boomer Harvey. 50 metres there. And I think Dean Laidley may have been justified in losing the plot.
Ladson goes short, sits up. Bateman skittled. Archer to Hay, to Harvey, back to Hay. Free kick, Kangaroos. Advantage, no. Jess Sinclair said we don't want it.
I just had to let him go. He knew that Brent Harvey got rid of the ball, threw him down after the handball had been given. So it was a free kick.
Harvey with a big final corner.
And all options covered on the other side, so he's going to have to go. No, he's worked hard with Archer.
Archer takes the mark. On the outer side, Lacroix was around this stage against Melbourne last week with a similar size lead that they began to slow it down, the possession-based game. Simpson going wide. Grant, this is a more positive build-up here. Thompson on the lead again. Has kicked 7 goals too.
Just got to admire this work rate of the Kangaroos. I think the Hawks are still a big chance to get back into this match, such is their athletic ability, but they haven't got the switch on at the moment.
And this would make it hard if Thompson kicks truly. The Hawks, the better part of 4 goals down. Across the face, and it's a behind.
Thanks, Corey. Right back, mate. Thank you. That's all right.
Ladson to bring it back into play.
On the bench, they've got Roughhead and Spider and Lewis. So they've got every runner and quick player they've got out in the ground, the Hawks. Gone small on the forward line.
Hodge away. Good carry, long kick. Bounce important, sits up. Denny Jacobs over the top. Crawford, can he get the finish? He can. What a rebound from the Hawks.
They worked that out well, the Hawks. I thought the handball probably should have gone to Crawford, the one before that one. But Danny Jacobs, great run from defence. He's playing basically back pocket. You can see him there get the ball at centre forward. And Crawford said a number of times today that that's the difference between champions and just good players. He only had a split second to make sure he nailed that. Other players may have missed.
Yeah, he got it home okay, and that's why you reckon the Hawks are still a big chance here, because athletically they just must have more juice left in the tank. It's a question of whether they're prepared to give after a month of great footy.
Guerra wrapped up. Pratt with the tackle.
Because one thing is obvious, Clinton, the Kangaroos are as hungry as I've ever seen them this year. They are just playing fanatically, and they're going to be tough to move off the line.
Would not want to have money riding on the outcome, Gerald.
Not at all.
Here's Mitchell. Wide for Vandenberg. Perry in from the side. Harvey keeping it in for Sinclair. Clever. Jess is away. Lacroix.
I like Lacroix. He looks good across that half-forward line. He leads hard. Good hands.
Thompson got to beat two. The Hawks work well. Dawson for Joel Smith.
It was a great effort by Brad Searle to come off the line. He hadn't been there. Wayne, you would have got your 8 goals.
Bateman, no free play on. Joel Smith back for Bateman. Good ball, Campbell. Bateman running. Good vision, saw Lewis, great kick, run onto it. Wells closes fast, and the pressure forces Lewis to kick it into the 8th row.
Yeah, he struggled there, Lewis, under the juice of pressure of Daniel Wells. Looked to me like the ball was out before he actually kicked it. But the umpire was right on the line, so he had a good view.
Zach Dawson finally getting a spell. He's come off, and Jared Ruffhead's gone down to Nathan Thompson.
Thanks, Scott.
Happy now?
Well, had to be made. Had to be made. Is it too late?
Simpson short.
We'll find out in the press conferences after.
They've got 2 players down on him at the moment. They've got one in front and one behind.
Perry to Sinclair to Grant. Good kick to centre half forward. Lacroix, a presence in this final term. Back for Grant. Deep to Thompson charging out. Filling the hole well to knock it away was Crode. This is Young. Roughhead. Target is Jacobs. Play on the call. Lacroix affecting the spoil. Taking the ball. Hawk fans not happy. Harvey inside 50. Stolen by Crode. Off to the races. Hawks running in numbers. Lewis. Mitchell. Mown down. Sinclair's done it again. What a saving tackle. McIntosh drives at the Petrie. Electrifying stuff. Thompson again. What a foot race this has become.
Jared, just here. Yeah, no, you're right.
And the Kangaroos in unison going to Jess Sinclair.
Plays on, Jared.
Thompson opens it up. How about number 8? A career best day for the former Hawk. And he's driven a pretty big wedge between these 2 clubs now.
Yeah, well, he has. Look, he's just been sensational today, Nathan Thompson. And all the players, though, all the players and all the accolades are going to Jess Sinclair, and why not? You can see Jess Sinclair here in picture. Crode gives the ball over the top. He doesn't give up on it. He turns around. There was no Shepherd there from the Hawthorn player, from Lewis, but Jess Sinclair, match-winning stuff.
Okay, 17 points the difference. Simpson gets rid of it. Gibson for Wells. Straight through the hands it slips. Now Clark. Still play on the call. Harvey to McIntosh.
Done pretty well, McIntosh. Bloke of only 6 games.
Mark's there. Sammy, best play 1 metre, mate. Sammy, that's him.
And from 50, he might just have finished it.
Jeez.
A 4-goal-to-1 last quarter, and they're out by 23 points.
Well, he had a big pre-season, Hamish McIntosh, and well, a lot of people down at the club have big raps on him, saying he's got a big future.
It was a darn good shot at goal. That's a great kick. You can convert like that, you can become a pretty powerful player. Got to be able to run it out. And now's the challenge for him. Another 10 minutes. Because make no bones about it, the Hawks are still capable of pushing for this victory. Even though they're that far down, they can kick goals in a hurry. Just wonder whether it's not time to get a Spider Everett onto the ground up forward.
Jacobs for Hodge. Dixon on the lead. Perry did well not to get in his back. Dixon, good recovery. Archer now. Pushed in the back by Guerra. Another look at the knock that Danny Jacobs copped. Grant for Pratt. They have lifted as one, the Kangaroos today. Thompson on the lead again. They trailed this match by 22 points early in the second quarter. They're now 23 in front, with Nathan Thompson lining up goal number 9. Not this time.
Bit anticlimactic, Clinton, but I think we just, once again, should, I guess, put this in a perspective. The Kangaroos have lost 2 players with injury, and they were significantly down at quarter time, and I reckon they're up against a side with more athletic ability than themselves, and yet they have run harder and worked harder and just dragged themselves back in to keep their season alive if they get it home.
4 goals the lead right now. We'll get a boundary throw in half forward for the Hawks.
Shannon Grant running man by side man with Sammy Mitchell.
Up to 32 touches now, Shannon Grant. Came into this game averaging 20.
Started on the bench too.
Pratt pushed in the back. Pratt on half back, and now the question will be, do the Kangaroos begin to work the clock as we work our way towards 8 minutes? They lead by 4 goals. They've kicked 4 goals to 1 in this last quarter. That's a wide ball. It's out on the full. It would only take 2 Hawthorn goals to put the pressure back on the Kangaroos as Daniel Wells awaits in the goal square for a quick turnover. Everett just came on the ground. Going to go long. A lot of holding. It's a free kick to the Kangaroos. Advantage for Sinclair, going wide for Brown. Off to Shannon Grant. Continuing this purple patch. 2 bouncers. Thompson can't get there. On the full, runs it out.
What do you think about the forward lines under this pressure? Very difficult, I think, for a small forward to have a huge impact when the Kangaroos can just flood back and take up his space, whereas if a Spider was down there, at least they've got the option with tired legs of just kicking it long to a taller option.
Yeah, Roughhead's a guy that can obviously go forward and do the same thing, but he's needed down back because of Nathan Thompson's dominance.
Got numbers here, the Hawks. Crawford between wing and half back. Gets rid of Wells. Chip kick to midfield. Archer wrestled to the front spot, got it to Pratt. Now Brown, Gibson. She's going a long way back, isn't he? But the kick was precise for Jonathan Hay.
Made it look difficult. Jonathan Hay.
Harvey goes wide. LaCroix. Harvey. They are taking some time. 24 marks to 9 this quarter from the Kangaroos. Is that the signal to slow it down? That's what Petrie did at the end of the second and the third terms. Harvey goes short for Green. Spills the mark, recovers. Brown. Long ball. Thompson and Roughhead. Campbell Brown wrapped up. No chance. We'll get a bounce.
Haven't looked like kicking a goal the Hawks since that marvellous tackle of Jess Sinclair's. I think at that stage, maybe the Hawks even thought that their game was up.
Hawthorn fast running out of time. Coming up on 6 minutes, they need 4 goals. Hodge. Vandenberg. Well, it's not going to get the job done in a hurry. Finally, it prizes free. Mitchell to Guerra over his head. Ladson gets it from Jacobs. Brown with the sort of courage they've shown all day, and they win a free kick.
Good trick, right here, mate.
It's going to be a long 5 minutes, I think, Clinton. But the Kangaroo supporters will enjoy every second of it.
Let's go, Lee!
Been a long time coming.
Not 15, plan!
Jeez.
The umpires have been red hot on the not 15 this weekend after playing plenty of them, and Sinclair has pinged.
I think they've obviously been instructed just not to let it degenerate into a nothingness.
Yep. Mitchell, as we work our way towards 5 minutes. Now, the switch. Sewell.
Spider forward.
Going to go long to him. Spider can mark this. Knocked away by McIntosh.
Got some good closing speed for a big bloke, McIntosh.
I know, he's a good athlete.
And a timely palm. The 2 number ones. Everett getting it down. Archer taking them on. Jones will get a bounce.
Good work, Dino. Keep going, Dino. Keep going.
4 goals the difference. Kangaroos looking for their first win since they beat Port Adelaide at Amy Stadium in round 1. Hawks haven't lost since dropping their round 2 game here to Collingwood. Everett getting it down. Archer running onto it. Sinclair for Gibson. Caught. Play on. Vandenberg knocking it out. Can Ladson snap truly? No, he cannot. That would have kept them alive as a nervous Alistair Clarkson watches on. Brown goes short. That's all right. And now they can take some time again. Rawlings back to the goal square.
The umpires have a different rule for that 15-metre kick.
It did look about 8.5, didn't it? He doesn't have to move. He can just stand there with the ball.
And then walk through for a behind if someone comes towards him. Hawthorn is saying man up. Kangaroos using it well. Buying themselves precious seconds. A badly needed win appears to be coming their way.
Jordan just here. Hanging on the jumper. Takes his kick.
Down the ground to Casey Green against Lewis. Archer charging from half back.
Right there, Shane. Right there. Fine.
Delivers towards McIntosh.
Yo.
On.
Creative kick for Thompson, who almost gets it towards the roof. Waiting underneath it, Mitchell. Ladson. To half-back, Jacob spills it. Recovers. Tries to hit Vandenberg on the wing. Not paid. Boundary throw-in. Scott Cummings, it was right in front of you.
I'd pay that. I reckon he's been absolutely stitched up there.
Jones for Harvey. Back for Jones. Sinclair caught. Now the Hawks have got a chance. Mitchell for Lewis, for Vandenberg. Can they get a mark inside 50? Yes, they can through Dixon. Got to go quickly.
He's the only one that watched the ball there, Dixon. Jonathan Hay could have either spoiled or taken the mark himself as we have another look at it. You see here Jonathan Hay more worried about body contact than watching the football.
Any faint hope they had reduced to hopelessness there. 2 minutes to go. 22 points is the margin.
Well, a lot of people picked this.
Yep.
The Kangaroos have a great record against Hawthorn, but it was just a game that they had to win. And if you're with us at quarter time, it didn't look like they were going to. It's been a fighting effort. They've got 2 players off the ground that haven't been able to come back on, and some say that Hawthorn were probably due for a loss.
Let's go! Play on!
And they go to Carrara next week to play the Lions. Do the Hawks? We'll see the Roos here on Fox Footy Sunday as they host Adelaide on Mother's Day. Simpson.
Line!
Is that 15? Yes, it is. Rawlings.
Right there, Luke!
Just reckon the last 10 minutes have shown why the Kangaroos should avoid playing the clock down at all costs, because their skill level, to me, is it's not at a class high enough under pressure. I mean, there's not a lot of pressure out there because the Hawks don't really think that they can win the game, so they're not manning up. When there was some fierce pressure, they missed too many targets, and they look a far better side when they're playing with purpose going forward at the goals.
Jones. Long towards Thompson.
It's been a big couple of days, isn't it? Big week.
Nice way to finish.
He's going to have a shot.
He's kicked a career high 8 goals.
What for?
Harding. This has been the longest forward build-up in football history. Brown. But they're going to get the important 4 points. That's what they came here for, and when they slipped 22 points behind, it looked like it would be beyond them. But how sweet it is, a month of losing ends now. Brent Harvey celebrates game number 200 in style, and he means a lot to the boys from Arden Street. 15-12 to 11-14 our final. Nathan Thompson, 13 goals now in 2 weeks, including a career best 8 today. Jonathan Hay against his old club. Those that cheered so loudly for him a year ago gave him plenty from the stands today, but he did his bit. Mark Williams, joint leader in the Coleman medal race, kept to just 2 goals. Daniel Wells provided the exclamation point, the highlight. Hodge was terrific for the Hawks with 31 touches. But it's the Kangaroos' day today.
That indeed it was. Brent Harvey gets to celebrate in style his 200th game. And the Hawks would be, I think they'd be going back into the room saying, well, that was one we threw away, and if we don't play with the same verve and energy as the Kangaroos did, then we're going to quickly put a succession of losses in. But this isn't a story about the Hawks. It's a story about just, I reckon, 22 blokes who just refused to give in. And one of them was Brent Harvey, and he's with Scotty Cummings.
Thanks, Jared. Boomer, that was just sensational, mate. 200th game, and that was a real North victory, wasn't it?
It was. I think I mentioned during the week in the press conference I did, today wasn't about my 200 game. It was a grand final for us today, and you know, we come away with the 4 points because we played good footy.
Meant a lot to you, obviously. I've just seen you talking to a couple of your teammates. You're pretty excited about this one.
I certainly was. As I said, mate, we just needed to win. Tomo kicked 8 goals, and I'm just wrapped. The boys can have a good celebration now. 200th.
You think you get there? You've been beaten from pillar to post every week for a while now. How long has it been for you?
This is my 11th season, so it's been a while, but look, I'm just wrapped. I played one game, and to get 200 is I'm wrapped with.
Mate, Glenn Archer was sensational that second half. He really lifted it up for you blokes, and obviously meant a lot for him too to have a good day for you.
Yeah, certainly. I think the whole team, you know, Dean mentioned it was my 200th, but I didn't want to win because my 200th, mate. I mentioned that before, and Archie was sensational down back again. He's a champion, isn't he?
Oh, he's sensational, mate. Well done to you, 200 games and a great win today. I hope you have plenty more, mate, and congratulations.
Thanks, Scotty. Cheers.
Good on you, Scott. Thank you. 31 touches. He did his job. The ruckman for the Kangaroos, McIntosh, and then Petrie late were terrific in the absence of the injured David Hale.
Yeah, look, as Boomer said, it was a game that they had to win. They come here, and to be honest with you, during the game, I thought they were gone at certain stages, and it was a real Kangaroo win. I thought Scotty Cummings summed it up. It was a game where at times we thought that they were gone. They fought it out, and Shannon Grant, Brent Harvey, Daniel Wells, as you said, was the real spark for the Kangaroos. The balls that he wins, he carries the footy, he carries it with speed, he uses it so well. He was the one that I think really gave them the spark when they needed it, Jared.
Well, it would appear that the key to having a bloke like Thompson have success is get it in there quickly with him. And somebody like Boomer Harvey, who's a ball carrier, and Daniel Wells, who crosses lines, they get it in and give him a chance to be one out and expose any flaws in the opposition's defence.
The Kangaroos, plenty of that old cliched shinboner spirit this afternoon, and they want to lift off Brent Harvey, cheer him off the ground. He was a little reluctant at first, but he does so now. To the applause of the 28,000 largely Kangaroo fans. It was their home game today. And Graham Duff, the president of the club, there to greet him. Sav Rocker there as well, and young Cooper joins Dad for what's going to be a pretty rousing rendition of the song, which we'll come back for in a moment. Kangaroos have won their second match for the year, beating the Hawks by 22 points, 15-12 to 11-14 here on Fox Footy Sunday.
Go, Macca. Let's go.